I don't like to make sensational content, but I want to respond to the debate that happened recently on Twitter, and I want to bring it back to principles. In my opinion, I think that this was a very typical media buyer conversation, debate, and it misses a lot of extra context that I think is really important. So, first, what was the resolution that Jordan and Charley were debating? The exact resolution was the only way to scale to six figures per day in ad spend on Meta profitably was with a high volume of diverse creative. So Jordan, who was in the affirm, was more creative equals more spend, and that's how you get it, right? So agreeing with this. Charley was in the negative, basically saying you don't need more ads to scale spend. Here's the thing. They are both right. They were both arguing against different things, which was super frustrating. So they were both right, they were both wrong, and there was a lot of lack of nuance. So let's first just talk about the affirmation of this resolution. Because holistically speaking, it is correct, right? Like to scale spend, you need more creative. But it is not about I only need more creative, right? Because you could have 1,000 bad ads and that does not equal good performance, right? So 1,000 bad ads doesn't give you more spend. In fact, you just got 1,000 bad ads, right? So you really need good creative. Now, how do you get good creative? How do you get winning ads? You need to take more shots on goal. The principle and the idea of as an organization, as a brand, you should be trying to put as many shots on goal is a good thing in theory. But you cannot just say, because we made 1,000 ads, we are going to get performance, right? So it is about through making ads, through the act of building this, content engine that we're gonna find winners. We're gonna also have losers, but we're gonna find winners that will eventually get the spend is important. And this gets missed a lot in the conversation about this, right? So if you just look at it from pure numbers, that's not really the case. And to go further, when you think about what actually scales an account, it is a few ads, right? A few ads does get, 80% of the spend. That's where you're going to be able to hit these six figures in spend is by having good winners. But you're usually not going to just off the bat have one really great winner that's just gonna work in perpetuity, right off the jump, right? You usually need to have a lot of tests to find winners in things that are going to work. You want to be creating an engine that allows you to do that. The other part is the diverse creative. And that's another thing, which is you do need to have a diversity of creative. This really means that you need to be able to have, a lot of different styles and things like that when it comes to your content engine. And all of that does give you that profitability. Now, what happens is you can have, again, you're going after these bad ads. And this goes into where Charley is a bit right, which is that he was talking a lot about the business operations, like the actual offer. And this is the thing that got missed, I think, a lot on Jordan's end, which is that he basically, his proof was, well, Meta says to make a lot of creative and have creative diversity. Yes, that is true. But the same is true as if you have a lot of different products, you can have a lot of different offers, you can have a lot of different products like SKUs, so merchandising can increase your spend. You can change your offer, which makes your AOV go up, which allows you to have more resistance on your CAC, which can allow you to scale more. So there's a lot of things that you can do to scale spend from a business context that's not related always to just having more creative. And I think that when you think about what is a six figures a day, what is that really? That's $3 million a month, right? That's a lot. What's happening to get there is not just in the ad account. You gotta have influencers, organic content, partnerships. You might be on multiple channels at this point, right? You're probably not just spending isolated 3 million on Meta, right? And so this is where I think, Charley, I don't think he did a good job of explaining himself and showing what he was talking about. But there are a lot of business fundamentals that layer in efficiency onto Meta that allows you to scale spend. So you kind of need both, but if you think about it, to go to 3 million a month, there is so many other things that are happening around the brand, even just like word of mouth, like that will help with efficiency. Now, most brands struggle to scale. They struggle to scale not always because of more diverse creative, but because of they are not thinking about how do they build a brand world. And honestly, that is, I think, the biggest issue with this debate, which is we really need to think about holistic brand approach and like the brand world. What is happening, around it is not just the ads that are spending 3 million a month. You've got so many other parts of a brand that can build that top of funnel. Let me give you an example. On the operators, you have Hexclad. Last year, they had a Memorial Day sale in 2024. They increased their sale or their revenue by 80%. I think that's what Jason said. He can correct me. 80% year over year, but did not raise their Meta spend, okay? So they were able to spend way more efficiently and get way more because of all of the other activities that they've done. Super Bowl ads, brand partnerships, like all of these other things, sponsorships. They've done all of these things that have created more efficiency in that spend. And so when we are just debating affirmations or resolutions like this, it's really not helpful because it's not actually speaking to the holistic brand. And that is what I think is missed, is that they're kind of right together, but they just don't like each other. So they just had to hash it out, which is fine. For those that want to think about nuance, then we want to think about the holistic approach, right? And this is coming from a guy who only does creative. Like, I only do creative. So my incentive would be to say oh no, just do more creative. I understand that there is way more other things in the brand and what the brand can do from a product development standpoint, partnerships, influencers, other channels that can create more efficiency and allow us to continue to spend more on Meta. So anyway, that's my response to this. That has just been bothering me, so I needed to record this and put it out there for the world to see. I have this whiteboard here. I thought I was going to use it more, but talking and writing is really hard. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you think. Am I wrong? Am I right? Who knows? At the end of the day, we're just talking about ads. No need to be attacking one another. It's all love here. That's it. Peace. Thanks.